Well, well, well. There have been some recent changes as to the gearing system in Mythic Plus, and they seem to be increasing Mythic Keystone Dungeon rewards, which will have some very interesting changes moving forward. So basically, what the blue post reads is, in Battle for Azeroth Season 4, the maximum stats on rewards from Mythic Keystone Dungeons will be increasing. With the item level continuing to improve up through Mythic 15, completing a Mythic 15 dungeon in Season 4 will award item level 475 gear in the weekly chest. This is equal to Mythic raid quality. And the maximum end of run reward will be item level 465, which is 10 item levels less than Mythic, but 5 item levels higher than Heroic. So, let that be known. With this change, we seek to better calibrate rewards to the difficulty of high-end Mythic Keystone dungeons, as well as to ensure that in the absence of random chances for Warforged/Titanforge gear in Season 4, players still have an opportunity to earn rewards from the Keystone dungeon system that are equivalent to high-end raiding and PvP loot. Alright, so that is a very good change because of how the new corrupted system of gear will be working, where it's putting basically just random effects on gear. Some of them are something like crit damage, haste from all sources, versatility from all sources, those kind of things, but then you get corruption from them. And then with like Warforging and Titanforging being removed, it looked like people who did Mythic Plus content almost exclusively were kind of going to get the shaft. However, with this change, it looks like people who do Mythic Plus almost exclusively will have an opportunity to get pretty sizable amounts of rewards. Okay, so as for the concern of this, overall, this is a very good change. This is very good for Mythic Plusers and everybody else. I do wonder about like how the first few weeks will shake up for people who raid Mythic, just because of how heroic gearing is going to work. In the past, it has been the most lucrative for you to run Mythic dungeons like the first couple of weeks anyways, so I guess heroic loot never really mattered too intensely, aside from getting some Azerite, some higher level Azerite pieces early on. But all in all, it seems like the fact that it's going to be even higher item level from a 15 is going to be pretty nice. And if people are worried about actually doing 15s, do not worry. I did a 15 last night, and it felt like the scaling was similar to that of like an 18 or a 19. However, your player power is going to increase by a ton going into the next tier because you're going to get another minor slot on your essences. There's going to be, I think, like a concordance-esque style point that you can also put inside of your neck. And then you're going to be getting corrupted gear, which will also increase your player power. So 15s should be largely doable for the whole entire... for just like the whole entire community to be able to do. So do not worry about that kind of thing. I would not worry at all. In general, I do wonder if they should push this a little bit further and be able and allow you to get even better gear from Mythic Plus from doing the highest end of content. But giving it parity to PvP loot does seem like a really good step in the right direction. And it also legitimizes Mythic Plus as a very strong end game option for gearing if you do see it that way. However, if you're going to be looking for the highest level of keys, you're still going to need to raid Mythic and do that just to get all of your weapons and all of your Azerite and stuff like that, especially with Warforging and Titanforging being removed. It's just how the game is going to have to be played. You can't just do one aspect of the game solely and expect that other aspects will not matter. They don't matter as much, but they will matter somewhat. At the end of the day, if you don't want to do a 15, you don't want the gear from it, you don't have to. You could still just raid log if you'd like. If you don't want to do any of that, if you'd rather just PvP, do that as well. But as for those who are doing all of the content, you will probably start being rewarded, especially if you're doing Mythic Keystone Dungeons very early on. Alright, so TLDR, basically they're increasing the item level of Mythic Plus end of dungeon rewards, making it 5 item levels better than Heroic. We're going to see how this ends up playing out with how people are gearing super early on. Overall, it looks pretty good. It seems to be the way that they need to move into the future, especially with legitimizing the end game of Mythic Plus, making it more equivalent to PvP and a little bit more towards raiding. It may not be the equivalent of Mythic raiding, but you can still get Mythic item level gear from your box. So this will be very nice just to see how it goes on moving forward. Alrighty, and with that said, that will be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. Peace.